Hello everyone, it's Dave with Pilot2ATC and another tutorial. Today I want to focus on the SayIt functions. That's our request to perform a complete flight using nothing but SayIt. So we're going to do a flight from Munich to Innsbrook. Get some nice scenery along the way in the mountains. And before we start, I wanted to show you some new features of the grammar help. There's a button down here now that will help you understand the pronunciation, especially if your first language is not English. So when you select a phrase here, it shows up what you're supposed to say down here, and then you press listen and it will say it for you.
Cessna 1 Victor Bravo would like to leave frequency for a minute.
So that way then you can listen to it a few times.
Cessna 1 Victor Bravo would like to leave frequency for a minute.
And then when you go into practice mode, you use this PTT button here, and then you can say Cessna 1 Victor Bravo would like to leave frequency for a minute. And if it understands it, it'll come up in green up here at the top and tell you exactly what it understood. Even if it didn't understand it correctly, if it understood it at all, it'll tell you what it understood, and you can listen to it again or practice it again until you get it right. So hopefully that'll help you both learn the phrases and the pronunciation of some of the words. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the config. I'm flying the Eclipse aircraft today, so I'm just going to change the manufacturer, use the same tail number. And then I have to press save, and then it changes it over here, and it's changed throughout the program. Okay, let's get back to our flight. We've got clearance delivery dialed in. We've already filed the flight plan. So what we need to do is bring up the SayIt feature by clicking on the question mark there. And it's going to be a request, and we look over here and we want to request clearance. And it's an IFR clearance, so we could take the top one or the default second one, then the program will figure out which type of clearance we filed for.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo ready to copy.
Okay, it was understood.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo is cleared to Lima Oscar Whiskey India as filed. Maintain flight level 070. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure squawk 3316.
Okay, so we can read it back by just pressing SayIt.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo is cleared to Lima Oscar Whiskey India as filed. Maintain flight level 070. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure squawk 3316. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo read back correct. Altimeter is 2983. Contact ground on 121.907 when ready to taxi. Enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, and again we have the automatic reply.
Altimeter is 2983. Ground on 121.907. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
So we dial in 121.907 and change frequencies. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the airport by pressing the center map on selected airport. And we see we're here at the gate. Kind of a big gate for a little airplane, but we're fast. And now we need to, now that we're on ground frequency, we want to request taxi. We've still got request in the type of phrase and taxi. And the default is just ready to taxi, or we can include the runway. And notice it translates that. Request taxi to runway 26 right.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo request taxi to runway 26 right.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo taxi to runway 26 right via taxiways Charlie 1, November 2, November, Alpha 13, Mike, Alpha 14, hold short runway 26 right.
Okay,
Taxi to runway
respond.
26 right via taxiways Charlie 1 November 2 November Alpha 13 Mike Alpha 14 hold short runway 26 right Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, and so while I was responding, I clicked on the taxi button so we can see we just need to come out here and taxi down to 26 right. So there won't be any more ATC interaction until we get close to the runway, so I'm going to pause the video and I will talk to you when we get somewhere out around here.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo contact tower on 118.7, enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, so we can respond to that.
Tower on 118.7 Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Oops, and I didn't get the right frequency in here, so we can just put it in, 1187. Switch over to tower. And then the request will be for takeoff. So we find takeoff. And pull on up to the whole short line, and we can say that we're ready for departure.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo ready for departure runway 26 right.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo line up and report ready, runway 26 right.
Line up and report ready runway 26 right Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so they've cleared us onto the runway. And then once we're completely ready for takeoff, and I've already performed the pre-takeoff check, we can call them and say that we're ready for departure again. So it'll be the same call actually. Alright, for those of you in the US, Canada, you won't get that lineup call. You would have just been cleared onto the runway if the runway is clear. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and make our call.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo ready for departure runway 26 right.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo winds are 280 at 8 knots cleared for takeoff, runway 26 right squawk 3316 maintain runway heading until above, 2,400 feet then turn left to intercept course.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 right squawking 3316 maintain runway heading until above 2,400 feet Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, takeoff roll. Okay, gear up. Flaps up.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo climb and maintain flight level 120.
Okay, flight level 120.
Climb and maintain flight level 120 Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Check the map. We see we're coming around to on course. I've got the autopilot set. This is a very short.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo contact center on 125.82. Enjoy your afternoon.
Center on 125.82. Enjoy your afternoon. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so it's going to be a report in, so we do report. And it's going to be to altitude because we're climbing. And then we can say
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo climbing to flight level 120. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, good afternoon. Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 100. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo contact app approach on 119.27. Have a good one.
okay, so they changed our altitude to flight level 100.
Approach on 119.27. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so now we've got the approach. That's just because we're so close. That wouldn't normally happen that quick. Now we can just call in here. Again, with a, since we're still climbing.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo climbing to 9,500 feet. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, good afternoon. Radar contact. Expect the TULS-3A arrival with the Tool-C transition for the RNAV approach to runway 08 at Innsbrook, cleared direct Tool-C. Expect the TULS-3A arrival with the Tool-C transition for the RNAV approach to runway 08, cleared direct Tool-C. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so they've cleared us to Tool-C at 10,000 feet. Now one of the things we can do, and I'm going to go ahead and try it to shorten the trip a little bit and make it a little more interesting, is I'm going to ask for request vectors for visual straight in. So we go to request, approach, and then we're looking for radar vectors. Now check it over here. Radar vectors for visual straight in to runway 08. Now if you can't see that well enough, you can move this over. In fact, you could move it all the way over to on top of the radios, and you can make the SayIt phrases bigger like that. So you move these around until you've got it the way you want it. Okay, so let's go ahead and request the
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo inbound at 10,000 feet. Request radar vectors for visual straight into runway 08. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo turn right heading 215 for visual straight into runway 08 at Innsbrook. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo descend and maintain 9,500 feet.
Okay, my autopilot's messed up there, turned the wrong way.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo descend and maintain 9,500 feet.
Okay, so 9,500. And press SayIt. And we're probably going to be off course, because I was late getting the heading in. And we can check that by pressing the approach button right here in the middle. And we're not going to be too far off. Looks like we're going to be okay because we weren't going that fast. Notice I'm only going 200 knots here. The plane can easily cruise at 500. So in fact, I'm going to push the speed up a little bit for a while to move us along. Okay, so instead of doing this procedure, he's going to give us vectors out here and turn us around and get us lined up with a runway, which is way over here. So basically we'll be going through this valley. If you were to fly the RNAV approach, the missed approach point is right here, and if you don't see the valley, then you have to go missed approach. I think the altitude at that point is 7,100. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a clear day today, so we should be able to see all this gorgeous scenery. Okay, just like in flying, when you're using your own voice, if you're using SayIt, you need to try and stay ahead of the airplane and anticipate frequency changes and that sort of thing. The next frequency change is going to be to Innsbrook Tower, since we're already on approach control. So one of the things we could do is increase this range here and then look down towards the bottom. Since it's pretty far away, there's Innsbrook and there's the tower. So we've got that tower frequency here. In case we need it, we can close this and get a little bit bigger map. Okay, even though we're going to be getting radar vectors, it wouldn't hurt to have the RNAV frequency in here. So we can open this window up and press find, and then down here we can type in LOWI and press the ICAO button, meaning we're going to search for frequencies at LOWI, and we're looking for ILS, runway 08. So there we go. So now we've got that frequency dialed in, and as we're coming down, we'll have a double check on the directions that we're getting. Okay, hit the back button to close the window. And we can put this down here and see we're coming up to the mountains. Maybe it's not going to be so clear.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn right heading 220.
Okay, so there's our first course correction.
Turn right heading 220, Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Notice I went ahead and did the correction first and then responded. That way I'm maintaining control of the aircraft and not going to delay so much that I get more off course. Another thing to notice is that for the most part, probably 80% of all the SayIt interactions are done with these automatic readbacks. And it's only when you need to request something or you're talking to a controller for the very first time, those are about the only times you need to come over here and look through the menus and find a phrase. Let's see how we're doing on our track.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn left heading 215.
Okay, so we'll dial in 215. And then respond.
Turn left heading 215, Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
I want to make the map bigger. Our flight plan is really no longer being used directly. You can see we're going to get a turn here to the left, and then we're going to fly basically down the valley to the runway. The runway is located right here. So even though we're getting vectors, you have to do a little bit of maneuvering here at the end to get lined up with the runway.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn left heading 175, climb and maintain 9,600 feet. Heading 175, climb and maintain 9,600 feet. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn left heading 115, cleared for visual straight-in approach runway 08, contact tower on 120.1. Good afternoon. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, heading is 115. Tower on 120.1. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so we got our frequency change the tower, got the heading of 115. Now we need to make our initial contact. So that'll be a report. And we'll do it current altitude.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo at 9,600 feet.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, good afternoon. Radar contact. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn left heading 085, continue approach. Runway is 22 nautical miles, call field in sight.
Okay, so just
heading 085 will call field in sight. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, so you can see they're lining us up with the valley. If we take a look at our map, coming in here. At some point they'll start giving us descents and some additional heading corrections. Of course, we can't see the field yet.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, descend and maintain 8,300 feet. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, descend and maintain 8,300 feet.
Okay, looks like there might be a little bug in there. They said it twice and we didn't get our automatic response. But that's okay. If something like that happens, you can just continue on. It doesn't really matter.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, maintain heading 085, descend and maintain 7,100 feet.
Maintain heading 085, descend and maintain 7,100 feet. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
And of course we still can't see the field yet. And probably the next thing we're going to have to do on our own is field in sight, so I'm going to go ahead and get that ready to go. We won't click on this until we're ready to say it. Again, trying to stay ahead of the airplane and the controller.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn right heading 100, field is at your 12 o'clock 13 nautical miles. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, turn right heading 100, descend and maintain 6,000 feet, winds are 060 at 8 knots, cleared to land runway 08.
Cleared to land runway 08 Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Let's put in some flaps. Can actually see the ground, so we've been cleared to land, which means we can continue descending. Now, if we were in the clouds, we'd have to maintain 6,000 and go missed approach if we didn't break out. But notice how the vectoring is taking us right down through the valley. Time to get the gear down. And looks like I can see the field right there on the other side of the river after the second bend. So let's go ahead and make our field in sight call.
Field in sight Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Okay, and we're going to turn right a little bit to get lined up with the runway. That's that little jog we talked about earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and take it off autopilot. Other notch flaps. And we're lined up for the runway.
One 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, then we'll take it all the way to the end of the runway and turn right into the GA parking. There's the old short line. Now we can say we're clear back.
Clear of active Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo, welcome to Innsbruck. There is no ground control at this airport. Let us know if you need taxi instructions.
Okay, now if we wanted taxi instructions, I don't need them because I was going to park right over here to the left, but let's try that. We'd need to go to request, taxi. And we really want a taxi to general aviation ramp.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo request taxi to general aviation ramp.
Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Lima.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Lima. Eclipse 1 Victor Bravo.
We can zoom in here and press the taxi button. There it is. So we basically just turn right up here on Lima. And we got it. Okay, there you have it. We've done a complete flight with using SayIt for all our ATC interactions. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.